Hey guys, welcome to another video from myrucksackandI.com and from me, Alistair Down. And today we're coming from a woodland in Oxfordshire. We're going to do a one night overnighter under tarp, campfire going, cooking on the campfire, and we're just going to enjoy the peace and quiet of the woodland this week. So I hope you enjoy it, and let's get cracking, let's get the camp set up. Use a tarp whilst we're out here this weekend, and I'll just show you a couple of knots to get the ridge line nice and tight. They're a quick release knot, so they're easy to put together and they're really easy to take down when we pack up to go away. Okay, so take the end of your paracord, your ridge line, wrap it around the tree, give yourself plenty of slack, put your hand underneath, lay the tail over, wrap it around, okay, and then just drop your hand down, around and back up. Take the piece of cord, pull it through the loop so it's nice and tight, okay, and then just wrap the tail around just to lock it off so that's nice and tight. And then you can slide that along and you can pull on that, and that will take your weight quite comfortably, okay, and then when you want to take it apart, it's just a case of pulling the cord and away you go. Okay, so that's the one to start with. Okay, so on the other end we're going to tie an adjustable knot so that we can get the ridge line nice and tight. So we're just literally going to wrap it around the tree, pull it quite tight, okay, and it's a little bit like a press hook knot really. We're going to pinch it together and then we're going to wrap the tail end around the ridge line 3 or 4 times, okay, and then on the last time we're actually going to go around both the ropes, creating a square here, okay, and then we're going to come up through there as a quick release. Okay, so that's, you can see the tail there, so that's a nice quick release knot, okay, and then we can just slide this along so it locks into place, and then we get a nice tight ridge line. Okay, so we've got the ridge line nice and tight across there, and then what I've done is I've just pegged the back down. The wind's coming in from that direction, it's not very strong, it's only a light wind, so I've pegged it down to the ground at the back of there. Got the ridge line going through the middle, and then we've just put a couple of poles up at the front edge and taken some guy lines off down at an angle, so that's holding that nice and tight. So we've got a good bit of protection from the wind, and we're just going to clear this slightly now, make sure there's nothing sharp under there, and then we'll get our thermarests and our sleeping bags set up in there, and then we can think about getting a fire together and getting the dinner on the go. So I'm just going to check the ground now, make sure there's nothing sharp sticking out, only because with the inflatable air mattresses the last thing we need is to get a puncture from anything sharp. So I'm going to leave all these leaves in because they'll just add a bit of padding for us, and I'll just check to make sure that there's nothing sticking up through. It's all looking pretty good actually. It's quite a nice spot that we've got here. Just get rid of some of these big branches, we can put them on the fire later. Oh, it's all pretty good. Yep, that's brilliant. Right, let's get them beds out. So you'll notice this week that I'm using some slightly different kit. I've got the Thermarest Neo Air, which is an old sleeper mat that I've had for many years, which I brought the X bed to replace that. But as my daughter's with me, I've given her that today, and I'm just using this one because I want to see again just how warm it is. It's a little bit lighter than the X bed, so I might use it more through the summer months and early autumn before going back to that one in the full winter. And I'm also going for the Neutrino Endurance 200 sleeping bag. So it's still a down-filled sleeping bag, but it's much smaller, much lighter than my 600. And again, really, I just want to see what the temperature rating's like and how good it is at this time of year. Again, I might just use it more through the summer months and the early autumn rather than carrying the bigger, heavier, big one. But we'll have a night tonight and we'll see how we get on with it. Okay, so what we have here then is 2 bivvy bags, Trekmate bivvy bag on the far side, the Rab Storm bivvy here, the orange one on the near side. Slightly bigger the Storm bivvy bag, so that's why I've got that one. And then we've got the X-Bed air mat with the Rab Neutrino 600 on the far side, and then I'm going to be using the Neo Air Thermarest with the Rab Neutrino 200, which is a much lighter weight sleeping bag. And we'll see how we get on. So as you can see, I've just cleared a lot of the dry leaves off the top. We're just back down to the soil now, which is really quite wet. Just nice big area just so that we can then get our fire going without the risk of setting anything else alight. Right, we're going to get some wood. Luckily, where we are here, there's loads of dead fallen wood. So we'll just get our saws out and we'll get a cut in and get a nice pile ready to get us through the night. Okay, so what I've done is I've put down a bed of sticks just because the ground's really wet, so I'm just getting it up off the ground there. So a bed of sticks down. I've got some birch bark here. I've put in a spreader bar here, so when I lift that on there, the air can circulate underneath. So what I'm going to try and do now is just use the fire steel to light the birch bark. We'll just make it slightly bigger. There we go, and that's going nicely now. And now we've got a fire going, which enables us to be able to cook our lovely piece of steak later on. It'll help to keep us warm through the course of the night. So you'll see now the fire is well and truly alight. We get some bigger logs on there now and get that burning down a bit, and then we can get our grill on there and get our steak nice and juicy. And I don't think you can quite make out in the background, it's just slightly too dark. There you go, that's better. That's our tarp with our bivvy bags and our sleeping bags under there. You can hear the pheasants in the background. Can you hear that? What a beautiful evening. This is what life's about. If I come over this side a little bit, and you can just make out there, look. That's where we're going to sleep tonight. The wind's really died down now, there's hardly any wind. And it's just quiet and still. The fire's burning. Look at that. What a way to spend a Saturday night, eh? Now about 7:30, 7:45. It's absolutely pouring down with rain. I don't know if you can hear it coming down. I don't know where that came from. They didn't forecast any rain for this weekend, but it is raining. So what we've managed to do quickly, and I'll just try and show you this, coming down here. So what we've managed to do here is just build a tripod above the fire, and then you might be able to see in there that we've got a grill which I've brought with us, and we're going to get a nice juicy bit of steak on there. I'll show you the steak here now. Look at that. Now that's a 4 ribber beef, courtesy of my friend Kenny the butcher and Colin at Broadway Butchers in Didcot. They cut that up for me. So what I do now is I'll pass the camera over to Emily and we'll get this juicy bit of steak on the fire. Now this is going to take a little bit of time to cook because it's a good chunky, so it's actually a 4 rib of beef. Just take a look at that. We won't be going hungry tonight, that's for sure. Look at that. So I'm going to get that on the fire. Oh, you hear that sizzle? Look at that. That's beautiful, that is. Absolutely beautiful. That'll take a few hours to cook, but once that's cooked through, that will be absolutely delicious. But trust me. So I'll keep you updated through the night as we cook it. I'm really looking forward to tucking into that. I don't care about the rain now that beef's on there. That's going to be delicious. Just take a look. Look at that. Beautiful. So I've actually got some jacket potatoes here. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. And we're just going to chuck them in the fire. Let them cook away in their own way. A couple of hours time, they'll be delicious. Look at that. Jacket potatoes in the fire. Lovely bit of beef cooking deliciously above it. Hey? Now that's what you call wild camp cooking. So, I'm sorry that everything that's coming to you is coming to you by torchlight, but it got dark quite early here tonight, about 7:10, so we're doing everything in the dark now, but that's what happens when you're winter wild camping, or autumn wild camping as we are here now in the UK. So as you can see, it's absolutely pouring down around me, so I'm going to have to get under the tarp in a minute, but the beef is cooking lovely. You can just see it there in the background. Cooking lovely there over the fire, and we've got a nice hot cup of coffee that Emily's just made, so we'll have that, get under the tarp, stay dry, because that's one of the most important things, is staying dry. So we'll do that and I'll catch up with you a bit later. That bit of beef's cooking nicely over there now. Yeah, thanks for the coffee, that's delicious.
It's alright. This is nice.
Nice, it's bloody lovely.
Got my phone turned off. Not been on my phone all day.
No. That's what being in the woods does for you. Just takes you back to nature. And there's nothing better than sitting watching a fire flickering when it's dark and raining. Look at that, that's the jacket potatoes. Done. Probably well done is probably how I would describe it, but done nonetheless. I'm just going to cut into this meat now and see how it's doing. You'll see there, look, that it's cooking absolutely delicious. I'll just zoom in on that. Look at that, doesn't that look beautiful? And you'll notice there's a card in the top. There we go. Broadway Butchers, Didcot Limited. Colin and Ken, great butchers, great guys, lovely meat. We're going to enjoy this rib for you on you guys tonight. Thanks very much for that, boys. Okay, so let's get this meat off and just cut into it and see how we're doing. I'm just going to lift the whole thing off. Look at that. I put it down onto here, like that. Look at that, smells really nice. And let's just cut it down through that seam. Oh, yeah, I think that's done. Oh, I could certainly do with a little bit longer there. So we'll just turn that off. Let's just cut it down around the edges. Oh, it's not bad. We'll just make it into smaller sections. Let's run another one through there. Oh yeah, we're getting close. One of the easiest things to cut with a spork. Yeah, that bit's done. We'll have that bit, Ems. Let's put that back on there and just cook that a bit longer. So what we're going to do is we'll just stick that in there for the minute, and then we'll put this back on. Cook that through for a bit longer. There we go. Fantastic. Might just be a case of cutting into this and noshing on it. Look at that, that's beautiful. There we go, Ems, you can have a piece of that. Get that down your neck. That's coming up for the end of the day now. Emily's taken herself off to bed. You probably haven't seen much of her because she's a little bit camera shy. But it's been really nice to spend some time with her in the woods, in my environment. And it's been nice because we've actually had a chance to talk. And that's what you find when you're in the woods, that you actually talk. There is no distractions. You haven't got mobile phones, you haven't got the television, computers, the busy life that we all lead. Here in the woods it's back to basics, you know, and Emily said it earlier, she summed it up really, that there is no running water, there is no electric. You know, you want to cook, first of all you've got to go and collect the fire, then you've got to get the fire started, and then you have to wait until everything's done. You know, you can't just turn it up or turn it down, it's where it is. And being back to those basics is really, it's really good. It's thought-provoking and it's really peaceful. And to just sit here in the evening, now that Emily's gone off to bed, to watch the flames in the fire, there they are, look, dancing majestically, silently. It's a very meditative state to be able to just sit there and watch them, and your thoughts wander and drift, and you feel at peace, you feel at ease. And the only sounds around really are the rustle of the leaves, the odd dripping of the water where it's been raining, hear the odd pheasant in the woods, but other than that it's really silent. So I'm going to have another 10 minutes or so, and I'm going to head off to bed myself, and I'll catch up with you guys in the morning and we'll see what tomorrow brings. Morning guys. Well, it's about 7:30 now, you can see it's daylight. And had a great sleep, didn't wake up at all during the night. It's fantastic. But what's really nice about wild camping in the woods, when you wake up in the morning, you can just hear all the birds singing and tweeting. There must be lots of pheasants in this wood because you can hear them in the background too. It's just so peaceful and so nice to wake up to that there isn't a better sound. Emily's still fast asleep. I suppose I better get up, get that fire going, get a brew on. So, as you can see, what I did there was just take the top coating of the fire off, just to expose some of the warm embers that were still underneath, and then you can just blow them. I put some of the beech leaves on top, and then just blew it until they took little twigs, and just build it back up. And that's the easiest way to get your fire going in the morning. Well, as you can see, fire's well and truly going now. Coffee's made, always nice to get the first cup of coffee in the morning. Looks like we're going to have char grilled rib for breakfast, because that's well and truly burning there. Maybe that's a little bit too close. I'll move that off in a minute. So yes, had the Rab 200 sleeping bag last night. How did I get on with that? That was really good. October day, October night, probably down to about 6 degrees last night, so it wasn't cold in fairness. But I had my merino top, long johns and socks on as always, and yeah, no, I was warm as toast. It was lovely, absolutely lovely. So that was good. I'm pleased with that, and I'll just keep using it through the autumn, and eventually I'll have one night where it's just too cold and I'll know what the limits of it are, so I'll keep testing that out. But pleased that it's lighter and it works at this time of year, so that's good. And other than that, we're really just going to sit around the campfire. We're going to take in the peace and quiet of the woods, and just enjoy a nice relaxing day. Those deer that walked past this morning, well, that was superb to be able to see those. They just glided on past like we weren't here, 30 metres from the camp, and that was really nice to wake up to this morning. And it's those sort of things that make wild camping in the woods such a joy. And yeah, it's a lovely time. It's a lovely time of year, and it's a lovely time out camping. So I'm going to sit here now, guys, and I'm going to enjoy my coffee, make sure my steak don't burn, and I'll catch up with you guys later. Cheers. I'm just going to have this beef for breakfast. It's actually just warmed it up over the fire. It's absolutely delicious. Look at that, perfectly sliced. Look at that, isn't that nice?
There's yours.
Thank you. 2 lovely chocolate biscuits. The marshmallow. Got them?
Yeah. Actually,
So-
can't wait to get changed into my foods.
So why do they call these s'mores?
I don't, to be honest, I don't really know, because the s'mores don't. It's like there's no biscuit element in the name s'mores. more.
Oh, look at that, that's perfect.
I don't really know, I'll search it. I was thinking about like this.
So you've got to melt them until they're just going soft but not going brown, yeah? Look at that, look at it. I've got it.
Oh, yours is good. Look at mine. Can I restart that? Look at that. Dad, look at that. It's literally on fire.
It's like our beef last night. Charcoal. Oh, yeah.
That is literally... Ooh. Oh my god.
Have I, Boomer? Go for it.
No, I don't want that. It's burnt. What?
Ruined it.
Oh no. Yours was a good one.
Okay, so that's another weekend over. They go so quick, don't they? But we've had a fantastic wild camp here in the woods this weekend. It's been peaceful, it's been relaxing. It's been lovely to have the fire going and just to be able to get the tarp out for a change instead of having the tent, and just to be able to wake up in the morning, just to be able to see the woods and listen to the birds and see the deer going past. It's been a really great weekend. I've had a great time with my daughter. I know you haven't seen much of her, but she's quite camera shy at this stage. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. I've certainly enjoyed being here. I've certainly enjoyed making it for you. If you've got any questions at all about the weekend that I've and about the video, make a note in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you're a new viewer, then feel free to subscribe because there will be more videos coming up. I think next weekend I'm up in the Lake District, so hopefully be able to put something together from up there. But as always, guys, really appreciate you watching, really appreciate you taking the time out to support me in the things that I do. And we're going to strike camp now, get everything put away and get home for a shower. Absolutely stink of wood smoke this weekend, which is one of the things that I love about wild camping and about open fires. So I'll catch up with you in the next video. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.